the Space Force from Alexander Pedals is an all-in-one reverb effect. It's actually a fancy updated version of their pedal, the Space Race. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 coolest things I think you can do with it. My first pro tip uses the analog mode. There's a way to set this mode that gives away the fact that the reverb is actually being created by many different delay lines. I'll put detailed instructions in my video description about how to set this mode that way, but it sounds like this. So the pro tip is to just take your favorite chord and then pick the notes of that chord in a really busy rhythmic pattern. And if you do it busily enough, it's not really going to sound like a reverb or a delay. It will just become this larger textural event. It almost sounds like something you could get from the microcosm pedal from Hologram Electronics or the Mood from Chase Bliss. So the pro tip is do that and use it for something. Pro tip number 2 is something I almost never do on this channel, which is that I'm going to tell you to use the pedal basically how it was intended to be used. Pro tip number 2 is to go into dynamic mode and set it up so that everything you do will have a volume swell effect. And you should put the mix on 100%. It's not going to be hard to set it up to do the volume swell thing, but I will put the exact settings I recommend in the video description. The point is just that it's going to sound amazing if you use dynamic mode to do like a volume swell reverb. Pro tip number 3 is go back into analog mode again and set the time to be minimum and the repeats to be maximum and see what happens. I'll tell you what happens. If you do that, the pedal sort of starts to produce this crazy tremolo effect, but it's unusual. It's like a super gated like pulse tremolo. It's just really unusual. I actually emailed Matthew at Alexander Pedals to ask him what was going on, and he said the effect is that you're hearing the feedback overflow and reset the delay line. So the pro tip is just do that because it sounds good. And when you do it, the tremolo effect that results is around 137 beats per minute. So use that to write a song with it. Pro tip number 4 takes advantage of the fact that the spring reverb in the Space Force also has a tremolo. And if you want, you can tap in the tempo of the tremolo. But if you set the tap division to be a 16th note, and then you tap in the fastest tempo that you possibly can, you can get it to be faster than what the fastest rate is if you just use the knobs. It can get so fast that it actually approaches the edge of ring modulation. And that's just a sound that I love anytime I can get it anywhere. So that's the pro tip. Get to that sound and love it. Pro tip number 5 is a general trick for any time you have tremolo and reverb happening together. And again, the Space Force gives you both of those in the spring reverb mode. The trick is find a way to constantly change the speed of the tremolo randomly. So in my case, I'm using the sidestep to do that. The sidestep is like an expression pedal, but it can give you random expression pedal values if you want, and the Space Force takes expression pedals. So all you got to do is hook your expression pedal, in this case your random expression pedal, to control the tremolo speed. And then the bonus pro tip is to do that and play something and then double track yourself and do it again. And the two random performances are going to fill in each other's gaps, and it's going to be really cool.